Alright, guys, so welcome to the PFI Music Podcast. This is your host, Pablo, your Ruiz Vargas. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you listen to the podcast on YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute. I'm going to really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe. You listen to the podcast on Anchor.fm, Spotify, Apple Podcast. Hey, with a simple play or in a share, you're going to help the podcast. This is episode 144. And this is your host, Pablo Vargas. Like I said, the title is "The Beauty of Faith." Okay, the beauty of faith. I remember when I was in college, as a musician, you encounter a lot of abstractic or fluent religions. There's a lot of Christians, of course. There's a lot of atheists, and there's a lot of people that are in the middle, right? Agnostic and all the sort of things that they're mixed together, right? Vegans and whatever. But something that I noticed is that by that time, a lot of people didn't understand the concept of faith. They were putting faith as something that you ask and happen, right? You ask and happen. Very concrete. So that was my conception. My conception is, if I sit down and I pray God will give me right there and there. That because I just pray to Him and He's the magic wand and He just will give me everything. Because that's faith, right? No. Faith is not that. Faith is not something that you kneel to God and God will give you. Right? It's not like that. It's more complex. First of all, faith has to come from within. Right? That's why they say you walk with faith and not by sight. Right? By sight we can do it. We can see, and we just believe what we see. But we don't have faith. What is beyond, right? We see the park far away. We see it, right? But do we have faith that we can just go to the next side of the park? Because if it is too far away, I don't believe I can just reach that. So therefore, I don't have faith that I can do it. Now, if I have faith, I will do it. Faith is very interesting concept, right? It's believing, it's hope that things can be achieved, or there's always something else that is not in our understanding. It doesn't have to be physical. It doesn't have to be seen. That's okay, in my opinion. That's why we have an image of God. We have faith that there's a structure that come to us. Based on that structure, we just have meaning in life. Now, of course, things got commercialized, and therefore, we tend to confuse these terms. We just throw them out like it doesn't have meaning, but it does have meaning. And more so, has a greater responsibility. When we are in a problem, we are in situations that are bad, instead of just dealing with those situations, we have faith that there's always something better at the end of the tunnel. We are in the middle of the storm, but we always know that the next day of the storm, the sky is blue. That's faith. You're going through a lot of problem, but you know that it's not going to always be like that problem. So that's when faith comes in. And I was still giving some of this information yesterday when I did the episode 143 about control. In faith is when you let things go and you just let it be because you know by the end of the day everything will be fine. The problem with the concept of faith, I think this could be misconstructed, is that people think that faith in something that will give you things because you're entitled to, but that's not how these things work, right? It's all depends on the situation that need to be given to. If I ask for money today, doesn't mean that tomorrow will come or afterward. I mean, I'm not saying there's a possibility. It could happen. That margin is very slow, right? What is the possibility of you having someone knocking on your door, and all of a sudden that person have $1 million? It is a possibility, right? But it's very small. But it's faith. You have faith, and you might have a person knocking the door. No, it's not. It doesn't work like that. First of all, there's no situation in your life that you have created that scenario where there's a possibility that can happen. Secondly, right? Secondly, it's all matter of what kind of needs, right? What kind of energy you've been provided outside with the universe, right? It's just giving you that feedback, where as soon as that feedback is being, perform, execute, right? How close that scenario can happen. That's not faith. Faith is something where you know that even the situation can go either side. By the end, you think, or that things will be fine. You cannot see, you cannot explain it, right? But because inside your heart, right, those things you have no control. Therefore, you just let them go. And with faith, everything will be fine, right? But it's important for us to have faith. Why is that? It gives us meaning in life. It's hard to just go through life with no faith, because if we don't go through life with meaning, right, it does feels empty. It feels that meaning is almost zero. We can have money, we can have houses, we can have apartment, we have a car, but what is the meaning of faith? Where is the meaning of life without faith? Right? And then that's when, of course, the image of God appears, or the image of something that's above you appears. But you wanna, because we tend to just create things to be more, let's say, real, and that way we can just touch it, I guess, or identify. But reality is not. It's more than that. Now we have to be careful where we take this concept, right? And as soon as things go wrong, we throw them away. We throw them away, therefore, it doesn't work, or it's not real. Wait. It's not that. It is not the correct time. Pain is important for us because it makes us what? Grow. Without pain, we cannot grow. So instead of just seeing the situation like that, maybe it's time for growth. Maybe the time to grow has come. Therefore, if we don't grow, right? If we don't grow, we cannot be closer for whatever we have planned, or whatever by faith. We believe the plan of God. Of course, I'm just going a little bit Christian on this side, right? Because that's how I live my life, right? With meaning. I'm not just saying things and just throw, darts and hopefully they can get stuck, or just wiping my you know my parts and just throwing them into the wall and hopefully they can stuck. No, no, no. I don't do that. I'm hoping that something will stuck. No, no, no. If I whatever have in control can do it in perfect, and not perfect or master it, I know by the end of the day or the end of the tunnel, right? Everything will be fine. See, that's faith. And they will ask me, okay, what's the evidence that you have, right? I cannot show you the evidence until it happens. I can show you what I'm doing now, right? And based on what I'm doing, I'm just letting God take the rest. And that's the beauty. And that's the beauty, of course, of faith. This was episode 144 from the PFL Music Podcast. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel. If you listen to the Rumble, BitChute, on others, make sure you subscribe. You listen to the podcast on Anchor.fm. You know what to do. Just with a simple share, you're gonna help the podcast. I really appreciate it. With this, guys, episode 144. This is your host, Pablo Ruiz Vargas. The beauty of faith. I'm out. Have a good night.